I always find it interesting how you always hear coaches and media guys always saying, "Oh well, he hasn't known their playbook. He's been out of camp. He can't really, he may struggle at the beginning." And then you see one guy that like a Brett Favre who walks in right off the plane, puts on the uniform. He's a starting or quarterback in a week. It's like, well, which one is it? I mean, do they need time to prepare and learn the nuances, or can these guys just step right in and play football? I mean, it's football, right? They're doing it their whole life.
You're right. It is football, but this game is so fast on a professional level, and you got to adapt to the speed, or you will get left behind. It's just that simple. Some of those reads you were making in college, they seem slow to you in college. It's gonna speed up, and it's gonna be a lot faster in the pro game. So that's what you pretty much getting your body prepared for and your mental state prepared for. Because I don't think a lot of guys just can't pick up the playbook. It's okay picking up the terminology and then the plays. Because if you break it down, if it was just one terminology that was universal for all of football, I think it'll be very easy for guys to transfer from high school to college to pros. But it's not. Each coach has their own terminology, and it may take you a month or two to just learn terminology, because when a coach is talking to you, he wants you to speak to him the same way he's speaking to you. He don't want you talking like what your college coach uh, use for a term. They want you to use their terminology, so it speeds up the process for the coach, and it speeds up the process for the rest of the team when everybody's on the same page. Because sometimes you may break the huddle and you know this play, but they called it in the NFL. They may call it something else than what you're used to, and that slow down your whole process of thinking. So I think that's the hardest part about the NFL and football in general, is just learning the terminology. Because just think about it. At corner, how many things can you possibly do? You can play man, zone. You playing either cover zero, cover one, cover two, cover three, cover four, cover five. It's all the same. It's just the terminology that people use, and
Right.
you have to pick that up.
I can see how that definitely makes sense. So now, obviously, a lot of your fans and a lot of the Baltimore Ravens fans are going to want to try to get a little piece of information out of you about the Ravens coming up. How have you talked to any of your guys? I know last year you played well late in the season. You feel good about the team you guys have built. You can get in the playoffs and do some things. You had a great win up in New England. What does the future hold for Baltimore? What direction? I mean, what are you guys thinking? You think you're close and you just want to put some key pieces on the team and make a run, or guys, what's the overall feeling? How you guys feeling? I know you've talked to some of your friends.
Oh yeah, we know we're close. That's one thing that we've known for the last 2 years. We're close to getting to the big game. We need a couple of pieces here and there, and the good thing about it, we got one of the best draft guys in all of NFL. Uh, Ozzie Newsome to take care of that, along with Coach Harbaugh. So man, they all, for the last 2 years that I've been there, they've drafted well. They've plugged in the pieces that we needed throughout free agency. You know, I think we're just about there to make a strong push.
Now, do you watch free agency? Are you guys and your other friends on your team? Are you kind of checking Sports Center and seeing, who's going where, or do you just say, look, I focus on me. I'm gonna make sure I'm in shape. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna have competition because that's what this league is about. They're gonna bring somebody in to push me. So I don't care who they get or who does what. Or are you looking at it more like a fan? Like, come on, let's go get this guy. I mean, how does it work from a player standpoint?
See, me, I'm a little different from probably some other guys. I'm a fan and I'm a football player. So, you know, with me, I know every year they're bringing in somebody to push you. And I'm one guy that'll tell coach, you can bring in whoever you want to bring in. If it's me versus him, I'm gonna win that any day of the week, because that's just my personality. I have that kind of confidence in my abilities. At the same time, through the free agent market, I'm looking at my friends, looking at where they're going, so I can call, give them a congratulations, when they go get their big dollars or their new contract with whatever. But I look at it both ways, and tonight I'll be up at 12:01 looking at free agency on ESPN, trying to see what's going on.
Now, have you ever heard, and this is no names need to be mentioned or nothing, but have you ever heard guys when they're free agent? You have had friends that have been free agents. Have they ever gone to a team and went, "Damn, I do not want to go there," or do they honestly admit that, or are people just happy to have a job, happy to be in the league? I mean, let's just be honest. Let's be real. Do people root for certain teams and places they want to go?
Of course, if you're a free agent, it's your choice. It's your choice, so you gotta root for certain teams where you want to go to. You got to go to a scheme where you want to go to. At the end of the day, everybody want to get paid the most money possible. And some people make bad decisions because they want the most money possible. But if you go to a scheme that fits you great, man, I think the money just going to keep coming. If you go for the most money possible, that scheme may not fit you, and you could be out of there in 2 years because that scheme didn't fit you and you didn't play up to your ability in that scheme.
That's a great point. A lot of guys see that front money. I'm gonna sign this big contract now. Then they get on a team that didn't really fit their abilities, and they do poorly. They may never sign another big contract again. Where
Exactly.
if they went to a team that was, maybe they were offering a little less money, but that was their kind of scheme. They're gonna shine in that position, in that role. They're gonna get another big contract.
Yes,
So
the money don't stop. That's one thing I can tell you. The money, if you're playing good football, the money does not stop. Some people just want that one big deal, and that's gonna satisfy them. But I feel like, to me, if you can play football, do what's best for you. Now, if you feel like the money is for you, you go right ahead. But I know me and a lot of guys I talk to around the league, they want a system that's going to be able to fit them so they can still shine. A lot of guys love the fame also. So you don't want to be like one of those guys, you got a big contract and you don't fit the scheme. Now you got to live up to this contract, all this money that these folks just gave you, and you don't live up to it. It's tough, man, being in a city that every newspaper, every news outlet is just talking about you, how you didn't live up to the big dollars that you got.
yeah, I can imagine that. That's for sure. All right, so let's focus a little bit on you personally. How's the knee? How are you doing? What's your off-season schedule, and when are you going to be back to football drills and all that stuff? You got to be getting close. It's been a while. I know you're working hard. So tell us how you feeling. What's going on?
Man, I feel pretty good. I'm moving really good. I'm starting to get back to a little bit of football drills, like some footwork type things. Can't do it at a very fast pace, but at least I am starting to feel like an athlete again. That was my biggest thing throughout the whole process. I know dealing with me personally, my legs, that's my life. I'm a corner. If you can't run, you can't play corner unless you play cover two. No disrespect to cover two corners, but they can get away with not being able to run. Usually at corner, you got to be able to run. So I feel like right now, I'm not close to being a professional football player yet, but I'm getting there. I'm training every day to be the best Fabian Washington I can be.
Well, we have faith here at skinnypost.com that you are going to be the best Fabian Washington you can be. And we are just so glad you stopped by to chat with us today and give us a little inside scoop on the combine and the off season for these guys coming in. I appreciate your time, and thanks for joining us here at skinnypost.com, Fabian. Always nice to have you.
And it's always nice to talk to you, Steve.
Take care and be well. We'll see you guys later. Skinnypost.com, giving you the skinny 24/7.